I woke up to the sound of someone violently rattling my hotel room door handle, only to remember I hadn't checked into this room at all. It started the night before, when I was driving home from a work trip that ran later than expected. Exhausted and struggling to keep my eyes open, I decided to pull off the highway and find the nearest hotel. It was one of those mid-tier chains, nothing fancy but decent enough. The lobby was dimly lit, the kind of lighting that made everything feel a little off, but I was too tired to care. The guy at the front desk looked just as exhausted as I felt. I asked for a room, and after typing for what felt like way too long, he frowned at the screen. "We're almost fully booked tonight," he said, "but there's one left." Without thinking twice, I handed over my card. He slid me the key card with an odd look, like he wanted to say something, but changed his mind. My room was on the 3rd floor, down a long, silent hallway where the hum of vending machines was the only sound. The carpet smelled faintly of mildew, and the lights flickered once as I reached my door, room 306. Inside, the air was oddly stale, like the room hadn't been aired out in a while. I threw my bag on the chair and collapsed onto the bed. I was so drained that I didn't bother changing clothes or pulling the curtains fully shut. I don't know how long I was out before I woke to the sound of the door handle shaking. At first I thought I imagined it, but then it happened again. A slow, deliberate rattle, like someone was testing the lock. My heart pounded as I sat up, straining to listen. "Who's there?" I called out, my voice cracking. No answer, just silence. I crept to the door and peered through the peephole. The hallway was empty, but as I backed away, I heard it again. A faint click, like someone was trying a key. That's when I noticed something that made my stomach twist. The chain lock. I hadn't put it on, and yet it was latched. Confused, I double-checked. The chain was hooked, the deadbolt turned. I never secured them when I came in. I tried to calm myself, convincing myself that maybe I had locked up out of habit, too tired to remember. But a cold dread started creeping over me. I decided to call the front desk. The phone rang several times before someone picked up. "Hi, this is room 306, I said. "I think someone's trying to get into my room." "Can you check?" There was a pause. "Sir, did you say 306? "Yes," I said, confused. Another pause. "Sir, that room shouldn't be occupied tonight. There's no guest in 306. My blood ran cold. "I am in 306, I said. "You checked me in yourself." The voice on the other end sounded shaky now. "Sir, I didn't assign that room. I gave you 312. I glanced at the key card still on the dresser. My heart sank as I saw the number printed on it. 312. More urgent. I backed away from the door, heart thudding in my ears. The chain lock started to jiggle, the metal clinking softly.
"Stay on the line," the front desk clerk said.
"I'm calling security, don't open the door." I nodded instinctively, even though he couldn't see me. Then just as suddenly as it started, the rattling stopped. I waited, holding my breath. The silence was worse. Minutes felt like hours before I heard footsteps pounding down the hallway. A loud knock. "Hotel security!" I rushed to the door and unlocked it. A uniformed guard stood there, panting slightly. He looked past me into the room and then at me, his face pale. "There's no one out here," he said quietly. I stepped out into the hallway, looking up and down. Empty security insisted on moving me to the correct room. As I gathered my things, I couldn't shake the feeling that the air in 306 felt heavier, colder. Before I left, I glanced back at the door one last time. There were scratches on the inside of the doorframe, deep grooves where the chain lock had been rattling. I didn't sleep much that night, and I'll never forget the look the desk clerk gave me when I checked out the next morning. A look that said he knew something he wasn't telling me. I've stayed at hundreds of hotels since, but I always double-check my room number now, and I never ignore a chain lock again.